I was just live streaming myself on YouTube for a little while. I assume so.
It's possible. Anyway, thanks to everybody for joining the weekly community hangout for the Dalten Collective. And just to start off the way we always kind of start off, which is to say, what we're doing here and why it's a little bit different than what we might typically see out in the world today. We're here to support each other in a couple different ways, financially and sort of just socially. But the way that's different than you might expect from a normal company, where a normal company has something specific that they do, and they optimize for that, and people kind of come and go. In the Dalten Collective, we optimize for members, for people. And the things that we do change over time. This is sort of like a co-op, but a co-op is sort of geographically based. You might see them as a farmer's co-op, which is a very popular type of co-op. Here in Washington State, we have something called REI, which is a really cool consumer co-op for outdoor gear and apparel and that kind of thing. But Dalten Collective is based on the internet, specifically Urbit. And so we don't have geographic restrictions. So how do we support each other in a place where there is no sort of geographic notion or distinction? Well, it becomes important to know who sort of is a member and who's not. And we need a place to gather together that's very similar to what you might expect from a physical location. So in this case, Urbit. And we are organized under the star Dalten, which gives us our name. And our primary mandate right now is to manage that asset. And going forward in the future, I think there's lots of opportunities that this group can take on to do interesting work in a very specific and organized way, in a way that we can support each other through increasingly turbulent and chaotic times. It is very clear to me that the world that we live in is the rate of change is increasing. And those that can adapt to that change are going to do the best. And the benefit of having a group of people to sort of make sense of the world is that we can share each other's insights and opinions in a way that's in a high trust. And hopefully that will give us an advantage going forward. Now, this might not be our primary source of work. It might just be something that we do for supplemental income. Possibly it's going to be full-time. We'll see. At the moment, we kind of have some things in our favor in terms of things that we might be interested in doing. And yeah, so that's my little preamble for today. Specifically today, we don't have an agenda for today's meeting, but we do have some things that we need to get done. So since we have 3 members of the Multisig here, we can actually make some things happen. And I'm not going to share any screens or anything like that, just to try to keep this as sort of, as safe as possible. But over the last week or so, we've kind of been chatting in Urbit, in the kind of the Dalten general, about what to do with the Multisig, because the one that we currently have seems to be not working. Like, in some ways it's annoying because you get sort of pop-up messages a lot, and in other ways it literally doesn't seem to do what we expect it to do. So currently there's a Multisig transaction open from yesterday that should change the ownership of the coin that we created called $10 to a new Multisig that I created, which everybody's been added to, the same members. And if we can get that to work, I propose that we'll move the Multisig to this other more simple software, which is basically very close to the same software that was available previously, called Gnosis Safe. It's just a previous version. That's the one I have the most experience with, and I think it's maybe the one that's most well suited for our needs. So with that, Rabsef, are you on the Gnosis Safe? And Christian Sarpin, can you get on there as well?
Yeah, I just figured it out now. I didn't realize you had to manually.
When you're saying that the transaction exists on old Gnosis Safe and that we need to approve that to send it to actually older product Gnosis Wallet, is that right?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Doing that now.
And then if we can actually make that happen, and maybe a few other things, like I'd like to see if we can move the $10 that are in there, but that's the thing that's been failing. But maybe we can sort that out as well.
So wait, which one's been failing?
At moving tokens.
Okay.
Oh, I don't have this safe saved on here anymore. Is it? Do we have that the old safe ID in the chat?
Yeah, I can pop that in here. Let's see here.
Thank you and sorry.
No worries.
I cleared my cache recently, and so it knocked it out.
That's the Gnosis safe address. And then the Gnosis wallet is...
I got the wallet.
Okay. And then we'll also need to probably... $10 is relevant to this conversation too.
Okay. There we go.
Cool. Yeah, so the transaction I sent in, and I posted this on the in the chat because the way this does, it looks like what it does is it creates a signed message for these transactions. So I posted the inputs, which then should match the hash if you're just looking at this on the blockchain. But it has all of the different little things in there. Like where is it going, what is it, and all that stuff.
I've never seen it look like that before when we were approving a transaction.
Yeah, well, when I created it, I was just actually paying attention to what was happening. And so when the message came up, it says, "This is what you're doing." And it's like, oh, that makes sense now. Because, it's like you just hash this stuff together and then you sign that. And then when you go to actually make the transaction, you send this stuff back in as inputs. And that's actually what makes it like do stuff.
So this custom transaction, like, I mean, I don't mind moving to like the other one. But like apparently maybe formally verified, more secure, better. I mean, I don't really know, but like, so like what I'm guessing is the send custom transaction is like a particular method in the safe contract, right?
Probably.
And
maybe we've been using it incorrectly.
Maybe. Let's see. Setup, sign message, change message, execute transaction, operation, data, value.
Yeah, you'll notice Christian, if you go to the Dalten general,
yes.
Yeah, you'll see from yesterday. So you could bundle that post that I put in.
Yeah.
To something that'll hash it, and that should match whatever's on the chain. And then when you, but Gnosis Safe also bundles a bunch of things together, like execution, confirmation. It all happens in one. I don't know if it happens in one transaction or not, but the last person to approve something, it all supposed to happen at once.
Right. Yeah, I mean, we could just go ahead and like try out this transaction. Transfer that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not undoable either. We can move it back if we decide to. This contract won't go anywhere.
You can make like a one-person Gnosis safe, right?
Yeah, I mean, actually, the use case they have in mind mostly, I think, is for individuals to use them as wallets. So you'd have like a two of three, one being like a hot wallet, one being like an what is it, a hardware wallet, and then one being like cold storage.
Mm,
And that would be your sort of backup scheme.
yeah. Yeah, okay, I might do that then and like screw around and try to make it work or something. If I am able to secure the time. So I guess yeah, I confirm. Proof transaction.
All right. We'll see if it actually executes. This last one didn't. And there's also like, I was a little annoyed because they have when you're adding a custom token to the interface, they have a spot to put in the decimals, but they don't let you to change it because they just import that from the blockchain because it's there. But if they're doing that, why give the user the option to even see it there? And then when they do import our token that we made, because it's a DS token and not like a standard DS, like a ERC20, it doesn't import it correctly. And so all the decimal places are wrong. So it's like, when you notice, like if you'll notice in the interface there, it'll have like, oh, you have more than 100 trillion. It's like, no, you just have the precision off.
I like, let me think. You could make the DS token just implement. It probably wouldn't be very hard to make it implement because it's the Zeppelin ERC20 detailed spec, I think, that most things follow. It's got like the 18 decimal places, and then it's got like the name and the symbol.
Yeah, as far as I know, DS token does follow that standard. But for whatever reason, Gnosis isn't reading it correctly. I mean, it has a place for decimal precision, and as far as I know, DS token, the standard of like, what is it, 6 operations? Those are completely standard, and they're separate from the custom standards or the custom functions that go in there, like mint and some other things.
So I think if like it looks like
I think it worked.
Yeah, it worked. I'm also just like comparing the contracts of DS token and the other one.
Okay, so
how would we see that in the
yeah.
wallet?
So what we'll do is I'm going to post the $10 address in Multisig here. You should be able to
add it as a token.
Yeah, you add that as a token, but you should see it as the owner should change.
So I can tell you that I see the issue.
Oh, with the last one I did?
No, sorry. With the DS token.
Oh.
Yes. And I think so like it's missing so it's got like the symbol and decimals like as storage values.
Mm-hmm.
DS token has them as storage values, but with underscores. And in addition, it has read-only functions that return the internal value. And so it would be relatively straightforward to just modify the symbol decimals and then write those methods.
Yeah, and in the old version, the Gnosis wallet, they're all customizable user settings anyway, so you can just it just works.
Right, yeah, maybe that is like the best option.
Yeah, it comes pre-populated with a ton of old tokens, and then you have to like manually remove them to see the tokens you care about. It's just a little bit of work. So I added $10 to my local version here of this Gnosis wallet. I haven't actually checked can somebody check the blockchain and see if our ownership has changed to D4BB.
Let's see.
It should. Doesn't look like it had anything else.
So what is our contract?
I just posted the address for the token in the chat for Jitsi here,
Ah, okay.
and I am
Yeah.
popping in there.
There's a log entry saying log set owner to
Yep.
D4BB.
Nice. Okay, so that means we can call. We have now authority over this token. There should be 5 tokens in this multisig, the Gnosis safe, and that's the one that failed that I couldn't figure out why. But let me see if there's. So let's see, what function do you call? Is it just transfer, or let's see what the function could be. Transfer from would be a source, a destination, and the amount. That seems like it's the best, right?
Yeah, transfer from.
Transfer from. And it's not going to need, calling that directly is not going to need any other. Okay, so.
Oh, it looks like we can't mint.
We should be able to.
I don't see. Oh, wait, sorry, I'm on read contract. not
Yeah,
read
yeah. The 5th is mint, which is I think there's actually 2, mint and burn. You can also set the name. You could just mint an amount, which would just probably mint it to the. I don't know where that mints it to, but
It mints it to a person.
well, there's 2 mint functions: minting just without sending it to some address, and then just yeah. Trans.
Maybe do the owner.
Yes. So I'm just going to compose the call data for transfer from. So we've got 2 addresses, and then I think a signed integer of 256 bits. Okay, so the first parameter is the source, which is going to be the Gnosis safe, right? And then the second will be the Gnosis wallet address. And then the last parameter will be the WAD, the amount, which would be the 5/8. I'm going to call that too.
You're using Seth to generate these transactions?
Yeah. So, and then I need to, it's a lot of casting. To Word. I'll post what I'm doing here too. Okay. So this is, here we go. In the chat here is the work. So that's the call data that I'm trying to get, right? So transfer from address, then a value, number.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so Seth will automatically take the catcheck hash of the transfer from and then get the first 4 bytes.
Yep, which is
Okay.
nice. And so that data that's spitting out right after that last, that should be the call data. So if we send this call data to the $10 address with 0 value of ETH, that should transfer everything. Okay, so let me see if I can do that. So if I do send custom transaction, so the recipient is going to be the contract for the token. Value is 0, and then my call data. I'm going to review this. Say it's going to send this with that data. Great. Submit. All right. So now I'm going to just paste in this chat here the assigned stuff. So like this is what it's going to assign. So let's make sure that call data, I mean, as much as you can be. And that's the address. Okay, I'm going to sign this. So I've signed that. So that should be available for you guys to sign too. Yeah, I'm not sure if it would be useful or not to have the inputs. But I could see a reason for doing it. It's nice to be able to check it, I guess.
Wait, where should we see that?
You should see that now in Gnosis Safe as.
Oh, in Gnosis Safe. Oh, yes, I do. Okay, I refreshed and it just wasn't quite there yet.
14.
I gotcha.
And what I see on mine is it has a sender, like where is it sending it to, and then the hex data. The last time, this is exactly what I did the last time. I think it was. Anyway, it didn't work.
And so I just want to confirm what we're expecting. This is going to send those $10 that have minted to date to the other wallet. Is that right?
Yeah.
After having transferred ownership of the contract for $10 to the other wallet as well.
Correct.
Is that right? Okay,
successfully. Cool. Right. So we know.
Successfully.
Yeah. Yeah. And then if we can move tokens from the Gnosis wallet to the three of us that are here, I'll feel pretty good about at least our Gnosis wallet ability. Because I've used Gnosis wallet quite a lot in previous jobs, so I feel pretty good about it. So Rapsif, I see yours. And then as soon as Sarpin gets there, then we will see if it will work.
All right, it's happening.
It's happening. It's happening. So at the moment, the Gnosis wallet is it's a 1 of 5. So we can all do whatever we want.
That's good.
But it has nothing in it at the moment.
Yeah, we should probably make it like 3 of 5 at some point.
Yeah, that's what the safe is 3 of 5.
We only have 4 people though, right?
No, we've got 5. So the other 2 is Fablid and Robness, and that's Ed.
No, I meant
and...
we don't have 5 like on this wallet.
No, we do, don't we? I thought I added everybody.
I only see 3 people. Oh, I only see 4.
Nope, there's definitely 5.
That's weird. It only is showing 5 for me.
What do you mean?
Or 4.
Well, do you mean on the actual transactions?
Oh, yeah, I guess it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I added 4 people.
Oh, now I look at owners and I see 5.
Yeah. And you can, and owners and tokens are all just local storage values. So you can actually, which is kind of cool, because you can just wrap an entire, like that JSON object and send it to somebody, and they can import it into their local storage, and it just all fills it in.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we make this like 3 of 5?
We can.
Okay.
Certainly can. Hey, how did that work? It worked. It transferred all the tokens this time.
Hmm.
I'm sorry. How are you able to tell that you've added that token? Have you?
Well, I see it in both interfaces. So in the Gnosis wallet, I have under tokens, it has that we have 5 doll, and then under the safe, it says that transaction executed just fine. Okay. Okay, well, let's do that. So that's the next thing we do here. So on the Gnosis wallet, this will be a settings change, because this also has a spending limit. So if we had Ether in here, we could say you can't spend more than, such and such per day or something like that. Okay, so the confirmations required is currently set to 1, and I can change it to 3, submit that, sign it, and I should only be required 1 transaction to do that. And as soon as that mines, that should change it to a 2 of 3. Then we can move some tokens around. And so to move tokens, the easiest way to do that is if there's a that token tab, you can drop it down, and there's like a deposit and withdraw.
Mm-hmm.
So like the withdraw will just give you like an amount and then who to send it to.
Did you have to add the doll?
Yes, I added it,
Okay.
and it's if you don't have the address, it's in the chat for this thing.
That's the top one, right?
It's like it's the one that starts 4F64.
Oh, okay. I just had it backwards. Sorry.
Yeah, and then it's 18 places of precision. Name is $10, and the symbol is doll. We get Dalten bucks altogether.
Got it. 18 decimal places.
Okay, so I
do see it. Cool. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm going to withdraw 1 to the first address I have on my list, which is it's either myself or Rovness. And by the way, I don't know that the gas prices is dynamic in this user interface because it's that old. I think it might just like default to like 5. So keep an eye on that, depending on what's going on in the Ethereum network. So this next transaction, just to send some tokens, it has a 50,000 gas limit at a 5 Gwei price. Let's check Ether gas station to see what the current pricing is. 3 is a standard, so that does seem a bit high. I mean, I'm okay with that. And I think actually, you know what? Let me see if MetaMask will actually override this. Yeah, because MetaMask I know does do that. Looks like you can, but I don't know that it's gonna. You can override the gas price, but probably not the gas limit.
I think you can do both.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Regardless, I don't think it's going to do it automatically if it's coming from the Gnosis safe. I think MetaMask will just take whatever it gets as the input transaction, but then you can change it if you want to.
Yeah. So most of the time that'll probably be fine, unless it's not.
Yeah.
Which all that means is probably it's gonna take a long time to process if the network is really congested or something.
Yeah. And I think it's the third person who probably needs to spend the most gas because that also fires everything else.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is I should confirm before you, Sarpin.
Well, it's there. It's available. You can also revoke a transaction before it gets confirmed all the way. So I guess this is the first one I did. I guess that one was me.
How do you revoke? I'm not.
There's a little button.
Okay. Oh, for you, for the executor,
Yeah,
or the generator, I should say.
yeah. Once you have confirmed the transaction, you'll get a button that says revoke.
Oh, I understand now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, so I think I posted in here too everybody's addresses, right? In Dalten General.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's like your mapping. You want to. Put that in. I'll go ahead and queue up some other ones too. Just spread them all out. Draw. And sometimes these can get confusing, especially if you like make an incorrect. Like if you do something and you're like, oh no, I did something here and I didn't mean to. Don't execute that. And it's like, well, which one do you mean not to execute? And especially once the transaction counts get up to kind of ridiculous levels. But that is the way it goes with smart contracts. All right, so I am now just pushing through the last withdrawal. So after we get all of these confirmed, that will be the balance in here should be 0, and each one of us should have 1 doll. Okay, how are you guys on your end? Are you seeing things?
Yep, I'm working on it.
Things are happening?
My internet's a little slow today, so it's taking a while.
Cool. I see a couple have been mined for Sarpin, from Sarpin, I should say. So this would be 3 at least. Cool. All right. Looks like. What's that? So I went to the multisig address on Etherscan just to sort of see what's going on there. It looks like a few of the transactions did fail.
Yeah, I had one. I don't know why.
Yeah, so it looks like you had one, and then it must be Sarpin also had one. Error during contract execution, out of gas. So it actually doesn't know what the... So it's not even that intelligent about what the gas limit should be. And that one had 100,000 gas limit too, so...
It was a weird UI thing when that happened.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's like it didn't show me the gas price page. But yeah, we just need. All right, looks like yeah, we're moving along.
Yeah, you can see that the.
What would you recommend?
What?
Sorry, what would you recommend to set the gas limit to?
Well, it probably depends on the transaction. So let's just kind of thumb through here. You know, though, but the thing that I had, or maybe it was 500,000. I wasn't looking at it very carefully. But looks like confirmations are like somewhere around 200,000.
Yeah, Rabstuff, we're still waiting on you for the 2 latest ones.
I'm working on it.
All right.
But like, let's see if I can get a. Where did I execute one? Probably like 11 minutes ago. So the submit transaction was 300,000. And then I wonder if submit transaction is the one that like makes it go. I think it is. So that one's actually not too expensive either. But it probably depends on what you're actually doing. Yeah, it does. What?
Okay.
I'm assuming it does.
I'll be right back. I have to use the bathroom.
Okay. Yeah, don't bring the phone with you. We've seen enough of those videos on the internet already. All right.
Last one going through now.
Sweet. Yep, I can see everything happening on the user interface for a Gnosis wallet, and it looks like it's all worked. We've sent successfully $1 to each of the members. Reps, if you're the last one, so you're
That's awesome.
paying yourself.
There we go. Okay. So now if I were to put that in as a token in MetaMask where I'm confirming these from, I should see that I have one and then be able to pass it back and so on.
Sir? Yep, exactly.
Cool.
Okay, so let's do one last thing just for kicks, which is let's mint some for Jack and Bartek since they're here.
Woo.
Okie dokie. So Jack and Bartek, could you paste the address of your ships in the chat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where do
As in the Ethereum address that the ship is owned by? Or...
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it can be any address you want, but that's
the Ethereum address?
The Ethereum address that is the owner of it owns your ship.
And how do I find it?
If you go to urbit.live and then type in your ship name,
okay.
It'll just tell you.
Right.
Data mint. So we're going to be calling the mint function which takes an address and an amount, which is a unsigned integer int 256. Okay, so the amount is going to be to word. So, to we one. See if I've got some addresses here. Yes, I do. Okay, so Jack, we'll use you first. All right, so this is what I got back, everybody, for Jack. Okay. So the idea here is we then go to the, let's see, how does this work now? It's been a while since I did any of these. Yeah, you know what also is kind of nice about the Gnosis? You can add contracts, ABIs. So then you can just pick the functions you want. Though that is kind of annoying if you don't need to. So where is the add transaction button? Maybe you have to. Yeah, maybe you do. Boy, that's a okay.
So you got to add in the whole contract in the ABI string to be able to do a transaction?
Yeah, but then you don't have to like make this call data stuff.
Okay.
So like because this is I what did I do? I verified this code. It just has the ABI string in there. So like I just pop that in and it's going to give me all of the functions that I want. So I can also I'm pretty sure this is also going to add this to local storage, so I'm not going to have to like do this again. So I'll just compose this one more time. So let's grab Jack's that, and it's going to already know. I'm hoping the WAD is. So either I'm going to send you one we of doll, or it's going to send a whole one. But I guess we'll find out.
Sarpin's having some connection issues, so hopefully he'll be back with this shortly. But FYI, oh, that probably is him.
Okay, and then this one has a gas limit of like 280,000, which seems very low to me. But we'll see. Okay, so I put it in, and I think the multisig should parse the ABI in the user interface and should actually show you what like it's supposed to happen here. As soon as it gets to mind anyway. It takes a little while. It won't show you anything until that happens. But I could probably see it on the blockchain too. Okay, there it goes. You should see it now. Yeah, I'm interested to see. So it looks like so the bytes, it should be just the same as the byte code that I posted here. Let's see if it is. And it's 764000. No. Nope, it's not. So that means it's just sending one way of. Yeah.
That's that far one at the very end there.
Yeah, that's okay. Okay, so what is that? How do I send the rest though? a full. Well, maybe we'll just.
Can you just edit the? I have the edit ABI button. Can you not just punch in what you have there, like the contract number and the?
No, So what I'll do here is I'll just revoke the transaction. Well, that's 300,000. Dang.
This is getting expensive, Kenny.
I know. This is my life in Ethereum. I spent more in like when all of the lawyers, they're like, nobody's ever gonna spend that much in gas. I'm like, yeah, this guy has. Like, okay. So but all that means is that the ABI is not, it's not super smart in that sense. So we got one ETH is, so this is the number. I'm going to post it in here in the chat. That is 1. Right? Yeah. So to do this correctly, I will do this again.
Shouldn't that have worked from what you were doing? Is that 18?
Oh, I just put in 1 because I thought it would parse it for me and then send it.
Yeah. Okay.
But no, it didn't do that at all.
Okay.
Right. So add this up. So destination is the here. Oh. Mint. Okay. So let's do this again. This time for real. Let's grab Jack's address. And you can just imagine how long this takes when you do this asynchronously over chat.
Yeah.
All right. All right, so I sent that out, and I'm pretty sure that's got the. Pretty sure that's been formatted correctly. So it's mined. Let me just double check the data that got sent through, and it also looks it's
That's the same, right?
It's the same.
Okay. Just making sure. Oh wait, there's a new one. Oh no,
Yeah.
that is that one's different. Nonce 11 looks different than Nonce 10 to me.
So is this going to be line? Is this 6? Maybe I did it right the first time, huh? Oh, I did do it right the first time.
Which one's the first time to you? Just making sure I'm clear on that.
So if you go into Etherscan and it has the method and it's got each one of the words, the 6th word is like the amount, right? And you see it's like the zeros are far more, like the 1 is far more to the left. I think that's because it actually did. Oh, wait, hold on. Maybe let's double check this one more time. Maybe it's still looking at, no. Okay, no, I take that back. So if you look at the transaction hash ending in 70 FBD, and then on the bytes, you can see on like the 6th word, it starts with A764. You see that?
Hold on, I'm trying to find it. that hash should be one of the top events in the $10 contract, right? Or
No,
is
it hasn't hit.
posted?
It hasn't hit contract. It hasn't hit $10 yet.
Oh, where are you saying to look at the hash? I'm sorry.
The multisig.
Okay. All right, I'm sorry. I'm not tracking where it shows the hash there.
So this would be, so if you go to the transactions for the multisig,
Yep.
the last one you'll see, it's like a minute or two past. And if you click on it, you'll actually be able to see the transaction hash. That, like, it's like the, right? And that hash that I'm looking at ends in 0FBD. Then if you scroll down to the input data and like expand it.
I don't have that. When I click on, what are you clicking on in the transaction to make it expand like that? Because I can click on, I can copy the destination address and I can see the data in subject, or I can edit the ABI, but I can't get more out of it from there.
Oh, I'm on Etherscan.
Oh, okay. So,
Yeah.
so you're looking at the you're looking at the multisig in Etherscan.
Yeah.
Now I've tracked. I'm sorry. That's
Yeah.
where I was losing you.
Yeah. So I looked at the actual data that came over the last transaction, and it matches the call data that I posted when I composed it myself. So that's how I know it's right.
Okay.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Which means,
I follow now. I see.
yeah.
FB.
So now I just need to get, so I got Bartek's address, boom, and then the amount, which is this giant number. And then I can send another one. Cool. Okay, so that should send out the two. Okay, you see them there? Did we get Christian back? Maybe not. Probably not.
He's with.
I'm here.
Okay, so you should see two more transactions.
Oh yes.
Yeah, so those are sending $1 to each of the other folks here in the meeting.
Where's the amount?
The amount?
Yeah, like $1. Like when I'm looking at the input data, I don't see anything that looks like one, except for like parts of hashes, but not on its own, prefactored by zeros.
No, it's just it's in we. So it starts on like the fifth. Yeah, the fifth word starts the hex and then kind of ends with it. If that makes sense.
Oh, so it's a hash of the way.
Well, it's not a hash of it. It's hex. It's hex encoded.
Oh, right, and because it's like 1,000. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So
Makes
let's
sense.
see if I can post that. So Seth2 hex, this giant badass number is, so this is the string you would see. That is the same. It's the same number.
Yeah. Got it. Yeah, I was thinking 1, and that's the same in hex and decimal, but since it's
it's like
amount of decimal, yeah,
it's so big. I don't even like. It's so big.
exactly.
18 decimals. Okay, so I think we've done in this meeting everything from start to beginning that we talked about in ETH Denver. Right, Rapsif?
It's only been two. That's not bad runway. We took 2 months to do that, and
and we got
Here
it
we
all done
are.
in an hour.
Yeah.
From making it the smart contract. Well, I guess I made it yesterday, but to booting it up, moving all the tokens around, creating the token, all of that. Yeah, in about an hour.
So I got one question about this. You revoked what was Nonce 10 transaction on the multisig, did you not?
I did, yeah.
I still see it. Do you see it?
Oh yeah, it's still there. It
Okay.
never can go away. And
Well,
I can
I can
confirm
still
it again.
confirm it. Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay,
that is
that's
one
what I'm-
thing that is not great about this platform. Like, you can never really reject something. Like, you can
Okay.
always go back and try to approve it again, right? So I don't even really understand why it's like either it's executed or it's not, and it's very binary in that sense. But the user interface will kind of show you that, that this transaction hasn't been executed where all the others have. But what I would really love is that you could add some notes to these things, because in another few months, we might not have any idea or remember why we did any of this stuff. So it is important to keep track of these transactions, at least in some way, to like remember why that is.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think it is? It'd be nice if it had a note section, like you say. Why do you think it is that this is working, but safe was not? Like,
I don't know.
Is there a difference? Okay, right.
I mean, there is differences, and certainly how they're implemented. Gnosis Safe has more privacy and more features, but it was flaky for me. I don't know, but it was flaky for you too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and we just got through everything here, so this seems pretty straightforward to me.
Okay.
Okay, I saw one of them just confirmed. So, let's see,
Should we keep a notebook for the
Google spreadsheet
transactions?
would be fine.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, you're right. Like a notebook. Like, yeah, because you can continue to edit that though. That's also the thing. Which, you know what? I think that's fine.
You could have a post per nonce. I know it would get long then, but that way you could. I guess you can continue to edit those, though, can't you?
Yeah. So what I was thinking, it'd be interesting though, is if I can continue the discipline of doing it, is to comma separate, like have a post of comma separated values.
Mm-hmm.
You could just copy it and then put it into any old spreadsheet that you ever wanted. Yeah. I'll think about that, but yeah, definitely it should.
That would be cool.
Okay, let's see. Do you guys have your tokens yet?
Mm-hmm.
I know you do, but I'm talking to Jack and Bartek. So it looks like Nonce 11, is that one still pending? Yes, I think it is. Oh, looks, was there some... Ran out of gas again there, Christian. Sorry about that.
I think it did go through this time, actually.
Oh, did you just send it through again?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, that's it. All right, can you guys confirm? Is there a leaderboard?
Anything in my
I'm quite lost.
All right. Well, let's do this. Let's go to the so on. So Dalten $10 has its own like token leaderboard, right? So I will post that link here. There we go. And if you see your address on the list, then it worked.
I don't.
Well, I don't either. Okay, so let's see that last one. So I think that's supposed to confirm Yeah, it's just a confirmation. So where's the submit transaction part? Oh, the submit transaction part is on mine. Because I did that. Oh, maybe it has to. Do we have to kick it to execute it? No, it says executed. So let's take a look at the contract to see if something failed there in the mint, because that's what we were calling is mint. Nope.
Yeah, it shows the supply is 7, right?
Does it? Well, that would imply that the mint function worked. Let's see, because there's also balance of. So let's check that. So Jack, I'm gonna grab yours, put it in here, and it says 1.
Oh, well, then it's probably just eat the scan is slow.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it worked.
Nice.
And then probably the leaderboard will just update. Maybe it's on a different table in the database somewhere. Yeah. Well, that's cool. All right, so what do we do from here? So it'd be good to talk to Ed and Ted before we actually do anything else. But the big thing to do will be to actually transfer Dalten over. That will be the next thing. In that case, the proxies will also be set. So I will have what will I have? The whatever proxy that allows me to boot the ship and manage the ship itself, which I think is I don't know if it's is it the management proxy?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the spawn proxy, I think, is the other one. So there won't be any spawn proxy, but there will be a management proxy, which I will hold so I can keep the ship going and that sort of thing. But that's a big deal. I think I feel pretty good about this and ready to do it. But I do think it's a big deal because we've been talking about collective ownership of a star, and now it will be real. I mean, it will be real in the sense of, it's on the blockchain. So we should make a big deal about it. So let's take some time over the next week to think about how we want to commemorate that occasion of actually moving the asset over and bringing it into existence collectively in the sense of its management. I'll post some ideas and thoughts that I have. But yeah, thanks for sticking around and wading through multisig stuff with me.
I got a question. How are you going to set the management proxy? Because I assume you have to transfer the ownership proxy first and then set the management from the multisig?
Yep, that's right.
And you're going to do that by just pushing the contract data from the multisig?
So in this case, we would go to the azimuth contract or whatever the ecliptic contract is, copy the ABI, stick it in there, pick the function.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, and then... Do
you want to try with the planet first? Just to make sure?
Oh, that's not a bad idea. Yeah, let's spin up a planet, give that to the multisig, and see if we can set the proxy and actually delegate somebody to boot it up. That's a good call. So I'll do that. I will.
I'll get a plan for you.
Yeah, it's not hard to do, right? You can just grab the address and set it, and it's done. Okay, cool. Well, we also have to do some little fancy footwork in order to set keys. If anybody remembers, there's no user interface right now to set like keys for a ship. So you set them just using some JavaScript, and that will give you a network key. And then you take the public keys. There's actually 2 of them. Only one of them gets used. And then we push that to the blockchain, which actually does the public key encryption or public key management. All right. Well, thanks everybody for sticking around. So then now the next experiment will be if I can actually recover this video and post it, because maybe it just goes up into the ether. Who knows?
Well, nice work on writing those contracts, man. Good work.
Well, I didn't write the contracts. That's
Or
for sure.
the pushes, at least.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks everybody. We'll catch you later.
Yeah.
Well, thanks to you. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Ciao, ciao.